This is my audience. Yay, everyone. Okay. During Lyndon B. Johnson's term as president, he passed a law commonly known as the Freedom of Information Act. This bill gives citizens the right to access information from the federal government and keeps citizens informed about what their government is doing. Over the past few years, it has come to light that the NSA, also known as the National Security Agency, has been spying on its own citizens and has been spying on the political leaders that the United States are allied with. In June of 2013, a man named Edward Snowden leaked classified information from the National Security Agency showing just how invasive this organization has been towards its citizens and other world leaders, all in the name of security. Because of these events, many people have started to question what else our government is doing behind closed doors. With the Freedom of Information Act in place, it would seem like we, as citizens, should have the right to know exactly what our government is doing, but clearly this has not been the case. This event has brought to light many topics that our nation is struggling with right now, such as a right to privacy, a right to access information, and how much control our government should have. A topic that has been greatly debated over the course of the year is how much privacy citizens should be allowed to have. The NSA has been monitoring citizens' private phone conversations and text messages, and some view this as an invasion of privacy. People are giving up their rights to be more secure because they feel like that our government is protecting us if they have this information about ourselves and what is going on in the nation. According to Ben Franklin, those who surrender their freedom for security will not have, nor do they deserve, either one. I found this quote to be very powerful because it shows that without our freedom and without our privacy, we aren't secure at all. I believe that our citizens should be allowed to have a right to privacy and decide what information to make public to others. I believe information about what our government is doing should be made readily available to our citizens. The Freedom of Information Act provided this for us, and so that we would have a right to access the information about what our government is doing. But, like I said before, we haven't been allowed, and we don't know what's going on. In order to be a functioning part of society, we need to be aware of what our government is doing and voice our opinion, because without freedom of speech, we no longer are a democracy. According to a journal article from the Oregon Library Association, documents reference librarian Ted D. Smith states that it is clear that while efforts to suppress information in the post 9/11 war against terror have justifiably received a great deal of scrutiny, they do not constitute a change in basic policy, but rather a heightened awareness of the potential uses and misuses of government data by terrorists and other perceived threats. It is highly important for citizens to be informed about what their government is doing in order to help maintain a balance of power. When a government holds this kind of information, it is very easy for the government to become too powerful and corrupt the rights of its citizens. According to Lord Acton, power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. Also, according to a journal article from the University of Western Ontario, Jacqueline Ferreira states that the NSA's decision to engage in domestic surveillance without the public's knowledge did not comply with the ideal of democracy. And because this quote was from someone outside of the country, I found this to be very powerful because they see the kind of problems that we have as well and see how bad of a situation it is. It is very important for U.S. citizens to be aware of how much power our government has in order to remain a democratic nation and maintain the freedoms granted to us in the Bill of Rights. These events have caused U.S. citizens to question many things that the government has been doing behind closed doors. This has also sparked many debates about whether or not citizens should have a right to privacy, a right to access information, and how much control our government should have. As citizens, it is very important to be informed about the goings-on of our government in order to be a more informed and democratic nation.